There are good monoxide detectors and bad monoxide detectors. The primary thing I wanted to remind everybody to do is at the time, generally a good rule of thumb is in the spring and in the fall, when you change the time, change the batteries in all your smoke detectors and your monoxide detectors if you already have them. Smoke detectors are relatively standard. First Alert and the Nighthawks are a great brand, but again, change the batteries. The monoxide detectors that we recommend, this particular brand is a Nighthawk. This has a digital display. It comes compact with a cord. It can actually be plugged into the wall with a jack on the back of it, and it also has a cord. So if you can't reach the plug immediately, it has about a 6-foot cord on it.
Oh.
What's also nice about this unit is it does include the 9-volt battery, so you don't have to go buy another battery. That's kind of the problem. We're running a special on this. Typically, this sells for about $69 retail. We're running a special on it for $59. But what's nice about it is it does include the battery, which usually is about $5 at the store.
Yeah.
Okay, as we all know.
And so the battery is just a backup when the power goes out?
It's a backup. If the AC power goes off in a fire situation, it'll still maintain it. But one of the key important things is on any monoxide detector, this, if it was powered up, it would have a 3-numbered LED. What's important about a digital LED is it resamples the air every 2 minutes to make sure it has an authentic reading. So you might have had outside, for example, a school bus went by, and you happen to start the car at the same time you were pulling out of the garage. So a little monoxide got into the home for regular reasons, day-to-day life, and it sees a condition. Well, it will clear itself when that condition recedes, so you don't get a false positive.
Oh,
so that's one of the.
Hold that.
It doesn't hold
reading and then build upon it.
Correct. Correct. So that's what's good about anyone that has a digital display. It's constantly giving you an accurate reading of what's really going on. You might be cooking on your stove, baking a pie for an hour and a half, and then doing some stovetop cooking. So the monoxide levels in your home might go up a little bit, but then they retract to safe levels. The general rule of thumb is anything over 50 parts per million is unacceptable. But when they say 50 parts per million, they mean within a 24-hour period, constant exposure over that level.
And so that's what that does. So it'll do its reading in 2 minutes and
it'll give
that,
you,
oh, it's high. Then another 2 minutes, oh, it's high. Another 2 minutes, oh, it's high. And at some point, it'll go, oop, that's
it'll
too
start
long,
beeping.
and
Right.
it'll go. Okay.
And the idea is it's a loud enough alarm. It's louder than a clock alarm to wake you up.
Louder and annoying, and you can't ignore it.
You bet.
Unless
and then
you're
you can
deaf.
hit the reset. Yeah, exactly. And these are one of the better ones. The Nighthawk brand is.
And then, okay, so it does go off. Then what do you do?
Oh, you call the 911,
Yeah.
call the fire department, and you exit the home. Get out of the home for whatever
Take your pets
reason.
with you?
Take your pets with you, and just get out. Let the guys handle it. Now it
If it's
may
cold,
be
go sit in your car.
exactly.
I mean, you don't want to leave the premises. You got to wait for the fire department.
Well, you just leave the building. Yeah.
Right.
In the immediate, you could open some windows, but you don't really want to waste a whole lot of time inside the home because you don't know what the exposure levels are. So the best thing to do is not waste time cracking a window. Just dial 911 and exit.
And you can't smell carbon monoxide.
No, it's.
I mean, so it's like the alarm's going off, but I'm not. There's nothing wrong.
Right.
That's not true.
It's tasteless, it's odorless, and it's invisible. So it is a gas that cannot be detected in any way. And generally, the effects on a human are just put you to sleep. It's like a sedative, and you'll never know what happened.
Yeah. Boy, and you read about that in the paper every now and then.
All the time. Which takes
If
us
only.
to yes.
Which takes us to the next
The second thing is speaking of ranges and stoves.
Yes.
With the holidays coming up, there are many people that are now discussing with their family who is going to host Thanksgiving dinner, and who does this,
Not
and
me.
then who's going to do the following holiday. So if your oven hasn't been used in a long time, and people don't bake and cook like they used to, you don't want to find yourself having to call for service within a couple of weeks of the holiday, because I can almost assure you, you will not get service prior to that. We generally, on average, run about 3 or 4 days out in scheduling. We're already out 2 weeks.
Wow.
And
For just the routine checkups.
just the
and things.
routine,
So,
my oven doesn't work, my refrigerator's a
Yeah.
little too warm, what have you. And that continues to get worse as we get deeper into the Halloween season. And November 1st, it's insanity, almost through to Super Bowl.
oh, wow. Super Bowl, yeah.
But so you want to get that inspected right away. And if you know that it's not working properly, absolutely call for service right away. That way, if they need to order parts or whatever, they can get it taken care of before you have 20 people for dinner and can't serve them. This is an example of a, speaking of gas stoves
Yes.
and cooking, this is an example of a gas connector that resulted in a fire in a home. If you can see that it's a sort of a gold color.
Yeah, it's kind of brassy.
Yeah, it's kind of brass.
It's not supposed to be?
Not supposed to be.
Oh.
If you have a gas connector on your dryer or your range, be it built-in or freestanding, if it's gold color like that, have it changed immediately. It should be stainless steel and look as if it was nickel colored. If it's, and
Okay.
don't even try to figure out, is this the right one or the wrong one? Can I live with it? It is not worth the hazard. You can see the discoloration from where the fire occurred. This actually had rusted through, separated, and of course ignited off the live pellets that were on the stove. So it ignited the stove and the wall and the hood. So
And that's a very easy way for people to
absolutely,
check.
absolutely. We remind people all the time on our phone system. We
Yeah.
actually send out reminders.
I bet. Wow. And I know that, in the past you've told us that, not only check the range and the dryer, but also the refrigerator,
Yes.
because that has potential problems as well, and we are out of time.
Yes.
So anyway, get these things checked, get something scheduled with either AAA Appliance or, the company that you use currently, because it's important.
Very important. And again, change those batteries.
Change the batteries. I think it's November 1st. We're
Yes.
falling behind. Fall behind, spring ahead. Right?
Yes.
Okay.
That's correct.
Very good. All right. Thank you, James.
Thank you for having me.